Hello, friends, and welcome to this edition of Lunar Magic. So, today is Lunar Magic Sagittarius New Moon Total Solar Eclipse. This is occurring December 3rd at 11:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or December 4th at 4:43 a.m. Eastern Time. The total solar eclipse will last but a few minutes as the moon blocks the sun completely. Today, I'd like to look in depth at eclipses and how this energy influences us, as well as the new moon in Sagittarius and what it brings to the mix. Eclipses, astrologically, are powerful shaker-uppers that relate to themes like fate and destiny. Understanding what eclipses mean in astrology can help you relate to and work with these specific celestial moments in a more significant way. Eclipses are known for being major harbingers of change. They bring fast-paced shifts, shocking revelations, sudden endings, and swift new beginnings to people's lives. The events that seem to coincide with these unpredictable illuminations can be overwhelming, sudden, and extreme, which is why they have a reputation for being chaotic and intense. But that does not mean that these energies are harmful and should not be worked with. Eclipses serve as important cosmic interventions that help us align with our true path and connect with our spiritual destinies. So it's really important that we learn to openly embrace these energies rather than block them with fears and misconceptions. For we see things we do not normally see during an eclipse. Eclipses are a symbol to see something new and let something from the dark come into the light. To have challenging conversations and revelations, to move in completely new directions and put things to rest. By blocking eclipses' energy, we can block those epiphanies and breakthroughs that this eclipse energy brings to the mix. Eclipses work by directing us where we need to go. So to work with or embrace this energy, don't push or force things. Instead, allow whatever happens to unfold. Trust the universe, trust your instincts, and pay attention to what's going on within, what comes up, what's going on around you, and the signs you receive. All these things will be guiding you to where you need to be in this moment. Solar eclipses always take place at new moons, lunar eclipses on full moons, so we can think of them as being super-powered versions of these illuminations. By definition, an eclipse occurs when one celestial body obscures the light from another celestial body. When we talk about eclipses, we are referring specifically to the placement of the sun, earth, and moon, which align several times a year to form both solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. Eclipses take place when either a new or full moon aligns perfectly with the ecliptic, which is the sun's apparent path around the sky. Lunar eclipses happen when the earth aligns exactly between the sun and moon, always coinciding with a full moon. Solar eclipses happen when the moon aligns exactly between the earth and sun, always coinciding with the new moon. When this happens, the sun, moon, and earth form a straight line, obscuring the light from either the sun or the moon, depending on what kind of eclipse it is. So lunar eclipses, the moonlight is obscured. Solar eclipses, the light of the sun is obscured. However, technically, the light of the sun is obscured in both situations, as a lunar eclipse is technically a reflection of the sun's light. In terms of their cosmic meeting, when the sun and moon line up with the earth to form an eclipse, they also align with two astrologically significant points on the ecliptic called the north and south node, which are referred to as the lunar nodes. These points correspond to matters of destiny and karma and spiritual purpose. This is why in astrology, eclipses relate to these themes. The energies of this alignment and these nodes come into play and guide us in ways that greatly impact us. Eclipses happen anywhere between 4 to 6 times a year, and they arrive in back-to-back pairs. One always occurs at the full moon, the other at the new moon. Very occasionally, there will be a third eclipse in the row. When we enter a period that is marked by a pair, or occasionally a trio of eclipses, we call that an eclipse season. We usually have 2 of those periods a year. While eclipse season happens approximately every 6 months, these eclipses are actually part of a larger cycle known as an eclipse series. During an eclipse series, eclipses continually take place on a single axis of the zodiac wheel, which consists of 2 opposing signs. Eclipses will keep occurring in this same set of zodiac signs for approximately 2 years at a time. Occasionally, eclipse series temporarily overlap, which we are seeing with the eclipse season that we are in now. The partial lunar eclipse at the end of last month was opening the new Taurus-Scorpio eclipse series. And this coming total solar eclipse is ending or closing the Sagittarius-Gemini eclipse series. This is a very important, as it will be opening a new journey or path and closing an old one for many of us. The sign in which any given eclipse series takes place within always corresponds to the current zodiac locations of the lunar nodes. This means that every time the lunar nodes move into a new set of zodiac signs, which is about every year and a half, we will be in the midst of wrapping up one eclipse cycle and transitioning into a new one. The general theme of each eclipse cycle will also correspond to the themes of the zodiac axis on which it takes place. When we enter an eclipse season, we should be prepared for things to get raw and real, as these periods can usher in loads of big life changes and emotional realizations. Solar eclipses often align with exciting new beginnings, twists of fate, and the arrival of unexpected updates. Lunar eclipses are more likely to bring about sudden changes, accumulations, and powerful changes of heart, much like the lunar phases that each of these eclipses sit in. Either way, the fast-paced events of an eclipse, however rocky and disorientating, help us to let go of what no longer serves us and embrace the truth, which allows us to move forward in a more spiritually aligned way. Everything happens for a reason during eclipse season, so pay attention to what comes up, and remember, rapid growth always comes with growing pains. After we complete any given eclipse cycle, we'll find that we've come out the other side much stronger and more aware. During this eclipse season that we are in right now, we have had the opening of one eclipse series and now the closing of another eclipse series. So there's going to be a lot of completion and new beginnings in all its forms. Since May 2020, we have been working our way through the Sagittarius-Gemini eclipse cycle. This cycle is now coming to an end and will wrap up on December 3rd or December 4th with the final new moon total solar eclipse. Reaching the end point of an eclipse cycle is a significant moment. It represents arriving at a new destination. It is a point in our lives where something or some part of us is fully reborn and fully integrated and ready to play an active part in our lives. So much has unfolded within our own individual lives and the world around us since May 2020, when this eclipse season began. Ask yourself, what growth have you achieved since this time? How has your life changed? Who are you now? Collectively, there was a grieving experience that unfolded as we were all forced to change our way of living. Everyone's life shifted dramatically in one way or another. It is only now that we are starting to see just how this chain reaction of events has led to where we stand today. Leading up to this total solar eclipse, we may now see the patterns in how we were being guided and where we were being asked by the universe to level up in our lives. Eclipses represent portals into new states of consciousness. They tend to bring events that shift and transform our lives, allowing us to step into new chapters in our soul's evolution. This new moon total solar eclipse falls in Sagittarius. And it is like the last step on this journey that we have been traveling since early 2020. It opens the final door on this path and can bring the rewards of our hard work. Whatever this eclipse cycle has triggered in us, however we have been asked to grow and change, we will now start to see the end of the journey. A new clarity will emerge, and with that new clarity, it will feel like we are opening a new chapter rather than an ending. A new moon total solar eclipse is one of the most powerful eclipses, reminding us of the beauty and vastness of this universe. As a total solar eclipse occurs, when the moon passes over the sun, it creates sudden darkness. In ancient times, this was seen as an omen of great change. We can think of this darkness as bringing forward darkness within us to be illuminated as the sun's light and the moon's light begins to come back into play again. New moon eclipses are powerful times of manifestation and can activate whatever we have been sowing. Under their presence, energy is drawn towards us, allowing our energy field to become a magnet to whatever needs to come our way. While this solar eclipse is bringing the accumulation of all our energies since this eclipse cycle began, we can also use it to set an intention about what we wish to attract. We can use this energy in a deliberate way to draw in all that we wish to experience. So this final eclipse for the Sagittarius-Gemini eclipse set will help us to close the book in some way or see the results of what we've been doing and working through and towards in the last year and a half. Given its ending with the solar eclipse in Sagittarius, instead of a traditional ending, we're coming out of this set focused on the new opportunities that have unlocked thanks to everything that we've done thus far. Solar eclipses are great for new beginnings and new journeys, and Sagittarius rules opportunity, expansion, and embracing the new. We're more optimistic, more open to new experiences. We can think bigger and brighter, and our big ideas can bring us new possibilities. With Sagittarius, this would be a good time for travel or education, two things that have really taken a hit in the last 2 years. This solar eclipse in Sagittarius focuses on the themes of activating emotional intelligence, inclusion and diversity, compassionate communication, focusing attention on what matters most. When the sun and moon meet in the sign of Sagittarius, there is a focus on the future. Since they are meeting near the messenger planet Mercury, there is added emphasis on communication. Your words create your world. Be mindful of your intentions. Thoughts create energy. The zodiac sign of Sagittarius is warm, light, and bright, with overall themes of expansion and optimism. It's good to contemplate questions like, what is my philosophy? What do I believe in? What is my focus for the future? What arises within me during this period? What opportunities can I find when I look in the dark places? What is being illuminated? I guess eliminated as well. Sagittarius also holds the theme of a quest for adventure and truth. This eclipse series as this eclipse serves as a catalyst to question our personal worldview, seeing things with more honesty and clarity. It's important to know how to use your voice, the words you speak, and when silence is best. This total solar eclipse in Sagittarius is a reminder to be illuminated from the inside, to bring awareness and attention deep inside the mind, the third eye, the heart, aligning these centers and trusting your intuition. It is a time to revisit your belief system and to be open to new ways of seeing things, knowing things, and learning things. How do you know what you know? Did someone tell you, or did you learn and research it? Learn something new and be open to new adventures. Learn to speak your truth and see your truth as it truly is. Looking deeper into the cosmic skies, both Mercury and Neptune are active at the time of the eclipse, suggesting that some new information may be revealed to us. The presence of Neptune, which just went direct on the 1st of December, suggests that we may find the veil lifted, allowing us to see a deeper truth. Whenever Neptune is involved, it is important to listen and trust your instincts, regardless of what insight comes your way. Neptune is a planet of spirituality and intuition, and there is a strong call for us to dial in and listen to what our inner voice is saying. Neptune requires us to let go of our five senses and instead tune into the power and wisdom of our sixth sense, for that is where we will find our own highest truth. Chiron, the asteroid known as the Wounded Healer, is also active under this eclipse and may help us to heal and mend some broken relationships through healing conversations. If there is someone you need to have a healing conversation with, this solar eclipse will be sending waves of support your way. Think about what you want to say. Allow it to come from a place of love, truth, and kindness, and then see how you feel guided to share what you feel. Also keep in mind, sometimes we just need to have healing conversations with ourselves. Talking through, processing, and writing things down that are on our mind can be highly therapeutic and can help us to reflect from a place of openness. Whatever conversations are stirred under this eclipse, remember to be gentle, patient, and loving with yourself. Overall, this new moon, total solar eclipse, is a powerful moment in the year and is likely to bring us to a destination we have been working hard to achieve over the last year and a half. As we arrive at our destination, it's important to make time to be thankful for the journey and how the lessons and growth we have achieved, and honor those lessons. Work with this new moon in Sagittarius to set intentions for the next 6 months until the accumulation during the full moon in Sagittarius. Good areas to work with include expansion, education, freedom, liberation, travel, enjoying life, optimism, spontaneity, honesty, exploration, questioning, communication, kindness, and generosity. As Sagittarius is a mutable sign, it likes change. But remember, mutable signs are the most unstable and most open to influence by the environment. The mode of activity is to make the transition from old to new, opening the way for the cardinal sign in the season to come. This energy is infinitely flexible and tolerant, with a natural ease when it comes to letting go. Mutable energies loosen structures and adapt to the new and changing conditions. Sagittarius is also a fire sign and rules over communication, action, and passion. Ruled by Jupiter, which is about expansion, learning, and discovering new things, teaching, inspiring others, and connecting with nature. So working with this overall energy, it is an energy of inspired change, fresh thinking, fresh forms of communication, fresh ways to see ourselves and opportunities for new growth. Now is a time to keep your mind open, be receptive to signs and messages from the universe, your guides, and yourself. Working with this powerful new moon total solar eclipse in Sagittarius, we can wrap up the cycle before and move into this new beginning, embracing all the different energies of change and transformation and renewal playing out around us. It can give us the clarity and insight to realign ourselves on our current given path and make changes to move into that which our future holds. I hope you have enjoyed this edition of Lunar Magic and have more understanding on how you can embrace and work with these energies that are surrounding us right now. I'd love to know how you work with these energies and how you celebrate or celebrated this new moon. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I love hearing from all you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you. May your day be magical, and find kindness for yourself and others. Embrace those lunar energies, learn and grow, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye, my friends.